So I wanted to talk on an experience, something that I've been noticing in my healing journey, that I'm feeling like this could be somebody's medicine. This could be the answer. This could be the thing that is going to help that person. So maybe it's you. I have noticed on my healing journey that when I have something that's emotional or spiritual or like soul level healing, generational healing that's taking place, that in order to fully process and release that, something needs to physically be hurt on me. And what I mean by this is today I was in the sunroom, which is my kids' playroom, and I moved my foot, and there was a piece of mechanical lead, pencil lead, that was sticking up in the carpet. So as I moved my foot, this pencil lead, which after pulling it out, it was a blunt-ended pencil lead. So the fact that it got jabbed into my foot is just remarkable. But so I get this jabbed into my left foot, and this is now the second time that this has happened. And both times this has had to do with my visibility, feeling safe to be seen and feeling safe to be heard. And this is generational. This is something that has been passed down from generation to generation. And it is a part of my purpose to stop, to heal, and to shift this reality for generations going forward. But I am somebody that has difficulty in feeling my emotions. I have difficulty crying. Specifically, I have difficulty sitting in the uncomfortableness. And so this pencil lead, which has a meaning in itself, right? It's that what we write with pencils, it's that speaking your truth. And the left foot is linked to like the feminine energy, the energy of receiving. And so what's playing out is the feeling safe being seen, feeling safe being heard, but then also being able to have boundaries around my time and my energy, and not feeling tied to how much I am giving to feel worthy or to feel loved. I am somebody that has overgiven and overexerted myself to burnout and exhaustion time and time again. And so it's a call right now for me to have these healthy boundaries and to be able to stand in that. And so when I got the pencil lead stuck into my foot, it was very painful, but then I couldn't pull it out. And so I went into the tub and I'm soaking my foot. And this happened one other time, when I actually was working through visibility wounds the end of last year. I went to Sedona and I was scheduled to teach a workshop. And I had a ton of fears that started coming up at that time. And so I actually rescheduled it from the day that I was supposed to do it to the next day. And that very day, I got a thorn, a goat head, stuck in the bottom of my foot, and I could not get it out. And the host of the retreat, I had a cuticle cutters, I had tweezers, and then I had like beauty scissors that are like very, very fine tip. And she did like basically surgery on my foot to get this out. And it was just very aggressive and very painful. And in that, I was able to cry. I was able to release. So this time I'm soaking my foot in Epsom salt water in the tub. And I'm just very gently to get to a place where I can grab it. This was like thick lead too. And so I get to a point and I'm just really, really frustrated. I'm over the pain. I'm not crying yet at this point, but I am feeling like I want to call my husband, because he's been really showing up and being emotionally supportive, which is a new dynamic in our relationship, which goes to show how these boundaries and being able to not overgive and to stand in my truth and speak my truth has really been able to shift the relationship dynamic as well. But I call him and I'm telling him what's happening, and I had looked up like the spiritual meaning behind the foot, that spot of the foot specifically, lead and everything like that, and I'm reading it to him, and I feel in my body, like I had read it to myself before, but as I'm saying it out loud, as I'm being witnessed by my husband, as I am sharing, it is also in the same token being released and being transmuted. And I feel myself getting emotional, and I let myself feel those tears, because I am finally in a relationship that I am emotionally supported, I'm emotionally seen, and it's safe for those emotions to come out, which is something that is brand new to me in my life. And so as he's witnessing me in this, and I'm realizing this, he says, well, maybe it's not going to come out until you process this, until you release this. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. And so we get off the phone, and I put my foot back in the water, and I'm soaking it, and I'm letting myself cry. I'm letting myself be in this moment. I'm not trying to change it or shift it. And when I feel ready again to, like, the pain from my foot go away, I go at it again. I try to pull it out with tweezers, and this time, for the first time, I feel like I'm really making good progress. And so I cut away the skin, and I'm using the fine little scissors to like push it out, kind of like to like pull it out of my foot, and it gives and it comes out, and it's flat on both ends. So like I said, how it made its way that deep into my foot boggles my mind, but I was clearly releasing the weight of these generational wounds. It wasn't just a physical pain, it was happening physically, emotionally, spiritually, and allowing me to feel that so I can release it, so that I can carry on and move forward in a new way. So back to the Sedona story, what ended up happening is the thorn got removed from my foot, and the very next day I showed up. I had this new energy about me. It was like I had energetically taken off these like layers of visibility, of invisibility, of like wearing these layers of protection. And so this time it felt very similar. It felt I had done a ton of visibility work last month, and I'm working to show up every single day. I'm working to do reels, post one, speaking my truth, not caring about the views, not caring about the interaction, not caring about the comments, not needing that external validation, because I know that what I have to share could be medicine for somebody, could be the very thing that they have been searching for. And so I'm working through those layers of visibility in real time right now. And my husband's birthday is coming up, and he has a party, and parties used to be this thing that drained me, and I started hating parties. I don't hate parties. I don't hate like spending time with people and being around people. I hate how I burn out. I get burnt out in them. And it's because of the dynamic of overexerting myself, not feeling like I can ask for help, not having that support, and having to do it all, having to carry the emotional load all by myself kind of thing. And so as I have done my healing and have spoken up and have said, this is what I need, my husband has been able to meet me in that place, and we've been able to grow and evolve together in that. But with his birthday coming up this weekend, I had to set boundaries. And this morning, so one of the boundaries was like the side yard and getting the side yard cleaned up. There's just been like our fire pit broke down and there was a hole in that. We upgraded our snake's cage, and so there was the old cage out of there, you know, so just like things that just made it look like a trash yard. And I'm like, if we're having people over, like, this needs to be gone. And so that was one of my requirements, is I wanted to sorry, I just got a message. It's squirrel brained right now. To clean up that side yard and have that, you know, like the winter and stuff, like rinsing that off of the chairs and, you know, just getting it ready for hosting. So that was one of the requirements. And I was out there this morning, our gardener came, and so I picked up like a lot of the bigger things, and I had moved them so that when he comes with the blower, that a lot of like the bigger items can just be blown away and that we just hose it off. And as I'm doing this, I'm like, it's gonna be really fun to hose down the side yard and like see the beauty of it. And so I was like telling my husband that I will do it, that I will help him, or I'll take it over. And that was one of my boundaries. And I was like neglecting myself, right? In taking back that task. I had set that task because I needed more help. I needed more support. I needed him to take on some of the physical load, the emotional load that goes into hosting a party. And so anyways, that's kind of just what I've been witnessing in my life, is that physical pain for me is a call for that heavier emotional, spiritual, like deep generational things to also be processed, to also be released. And